Hey everybody, welcome to Our Lives Travel. Join us today for our ship tour on the MSC Meraviglia. So we're going to start off with deck 5. And we're going to start here at the Infinity Atrium. So this is kind of your reception area. You'll see it has seatings. It's probably like the center of the ship, I would say. It covers 3 floors.
And this is where you'll also find the Swarovski staircase that everyone takes pictures at.
If you look at the staircase, those jewels are actually way bigger than I thought they were. They're pretty big.
There was a pianist here playing lounge music throughout the day or evening.
Over here we have our guest services area. And then we have our Infinity Bar. So the Infinity Bar is actually considered their pre-dinner bar, and it seats about 28 people in this general area. And here we have our excursion desk or excursion area. It's self-serve, but you also see if you need to talk to somebody, they actually have a desk so you can speak with a representative.
We have the cruise card activation point. This is where you would go and attach your credit card to your stateroom.
And now we are at the business center. So if you ever need to have a conference in here, you can know that it holds about 58 people. I have never on any cruise ever seen anybody in these rooms. I wonder if staff just meets there. All right, so we are getting ready to come up on the Waves restaurant. And this is one of the complimentary restaurants that they have on the Meraviglia. And depending on your level, you may have my time dining or you may have a set dining time. In the complimentary dining rooms, they typically serve breakfast, lunch on sea days, and dinner. Also on deck 5, there is the Broadway Theater, but it's also on deck 6, so we'll show it to you from deck 6.
So now we're going to move on to deck 6. And starting at deck 6, you will see the Edge Cocktail Bar.
So this is also one of their pre-dinner cocktail bars, and it seats about 60 people in this area.
Next, we went to the photo gallery and shop. Here's where you can purchase all of your pictures that you've taken during your sailing and also buy camera equipment.
And let me just say that deck 6 is like where the party is at. It has a lot of the shops you're going to see. It has a lot of the restaurants. It really is the heart of the ship in terms of activities, restaurants, and entertainment.
You have the MSC shop, which is basically their licensed merchandise. So you can get like a cap and bags and shirts that all have MSC branding on it. They also have Legos in here. So if you have kids that need some activities, you can come in here and purchase Legos and puzzles and all kinds of little games and stuff. Next, we're going to go to the Galleria Meraviglia Dome. This is where they have the dome show in here, and where it also holds all of the shops and restaurants.
So we're just going to go down basically shop row here. And so you're going to see there's shops. You can get perfumes, cosmetics, tobacco, liquor, snacks, all that kind of stuff you expect.
Watches.
Yeah.
Sometimes they had sales out here, like maybe t-shirts and things on the tables that they pull out in the middle of the floor.
They call them temporary stores. So they will pull out, like you said, a table and have like little flash sales and stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they also have raffles here as well.
Next, we have one of their specialty restaurants, which is Ocean's Cay. This is a seafood restaurant.
This restaurant is not complimentary, and you do have to pay an additional fee to eat here.
Next, we have the Jean-Philippe Crepes and Ice Cream Shop.
This is also an upcharge.
And during our sailing, they did not have any crepes.
Or waffle cones. But the gelato was delicious.
So for all you chocolate lovers, we also have the Jean-Philippe Chocolate and Cafe.
And that right there is actually a chocolate sculpture. You'll see they have other chocolate sculptures once you go inside this little area. They're very beautiful. You can also, this is so neat, make your own chocolate bar. So you'll pick the type of chocolate that you want, and if you want nuts or fruit in it, they can even put like your name on it. It's very neat. Again, this is an upcharge, but it's fun. And if you don't have a creative spirit, or you just want to get down to the chocolate eating, here's some already made, ready to buy chocolate that you can get. Chocolate everywhere. This is also where you'll get some specialty coffees and things like that. You can watch them create chocolates back here. So if you had ordered a chocolate bar, over here is where you would watch them create it. And again, you'll see there's some sculptures behind the glass of chocolate creations they've created. Now, I'll tell you, this place gets popular sometimes because it's a great place for people to go and sit.
So across from the chocolate cafe, you will see Hola, which is another specialty restaurant, Hola Tacos and Cantina.
Yes, so it is a Spanish restaurant and it is also an upcharge. However, this one is an upcharge and it's a la carte. So you only pay for those items that you pick and choose to dine on.
Next, we have the La Galleria Boutiques. This is where you will find your expensive watches and clothing, bags, purses, shoes. Then we have the Meraviglia Bar Lounge.
And this is actually directly across, or really part of, in my opinion, the John Philippi Chocolate Cafe. And so earlier when I was saying it gets really busy, it includes that area because it's an entertainment area. So sometimes they may have games there and things. So just expect that area to be busy. And if you're going there to attend any of the games or shows or whatever they're doing there, get there early.
Now, as you're near the elevators, you also see the interactive deck maps. Here is where you can check your itinerary and then also see what's going on throughout the day.
Now, this is the Broadway Theater. Now, I know you just saw it said reservations are not required, and they aren't, but I would advise you to get here no later than 30 minutes prior to a show time if you want a good seat. They also do offer some seats for mobility, like wheelchairs or scooters. There's a place to park if you have a scooter, and then you can walk down the stairs if you want. And also in the back there is areas for you to sit in a wheelchair.
What's the seating capacity of this theater?
So the seating capacity in the Broadway Theater is actually 985 people. It's almost 1,000 people.
Now I'm showing you these stairs here because they are very short. And so you need to be careful when you're walking up and down the stairs in the theater. Now down on deck 6, where the restaurant and dining room is, this is Les Olives d'Eau. That's what I will call it. It's in French, so I can't really pronounce it, but this is one of their restaurants.
So I'm going to mess it up too. It's actually, so this is neat. So as you're walking back towards the Panorama restaurant in the back, there are actually 2 restaurants on the side of the hall. One is La Olive Doré, I guess, and one is La Olvido de Oro. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong as well. They see about 912 people. These are a main restaurant. And what we could tell, it seems like this is the restaurant for people who may have that anytime or my time dining.
Yeah.
So we showed you Waves earlier, and then we're going to also show you the Panorama restaurant, but I think those are for people who have assigned times. But these restaurants, and again, when we went, occupancy wasn't at 100%. So they actually didn't have both sides of these open. But just know there are 2 restaurants. It was really weird because they're across from each other and you walk through the middle in the hallway.
And as you walk past those 2 restaurants, there's this really nice wine cellar is what I would call it, where they just have bottles of wine in these glass cases. People take pictures here the whole time.
So this is the Panorama restaurant. And again, similar to the Waves restaurant, this is for people who have assigned time. So you'll be assigned based on where your cabin is. You'll be assigned a dining room and you may have your assigned dining times. And so this is just the Panorama version, similar to the Waves restaurant.
So now let's go to deck 7. Now when I first went to deck 7, I went outside near the elevators because I just wanted to show you that this is where you would get to the lifeboat area. Sometimes on these lifeboat decks on ships, you can walk around the entire ship. You can't access the outside, the whole outside of this area.
So to get on the lifeboat, you need to climb that ladder that they just showed. I'm kidding. All All right, so this first area that we're going to look at is actually the MSC Aria Spa and Fitness Center. Now, we didn't actually utilize the facilities here, but I did want to tell you briefly what you'll find. So they have a barber and a beauty shop there. They have cosmetics. There, you can also get manicures, pedicures, massages here. They have a solarium, which is a place you can go and you can get a tan done. There are lasso rooms, so you can get different body treatments. They do have a thermal area, and they have a steam bath. They have a sauna. I believe they have salt room, an ice room as well. It's really nice. But again, unless you book a room that this comes with, so like if you had booked the Yacht Club, for example, the spa comes with it. But if you didn't, you can purchase it, but it is an additional upcharge. And they also have yoga here as well.
So then after the Aria Spa, we're back out to the Galleria Meraviglia Dome. Again, this is another place where you can stand and watch the dome shows that are happening here, or any other kind of activities. And then we went to the TV studio and bar.
Now, I have to say, this is one of my favorite entertainment places on board in terms of comfort. So those little spaceship captain chairs are very comfortable. And they play fantastic music up in here.
Yeah.
So in here they had karaoke, and things like that, different nights, just depending on what was going on. But this was actually one of my favorite bar and lounges just to hang out in, even when they weren't doing anything in there. They also showed sports games in here. So when we went, I believe there was some big football game or something. I have no idea. But I just remember guys coming through and saying, hey, is the game going to be in here? And things like that. So they do show sports as well.
Yes. So then as we cross over the dome area, we'll come to the Brass Anchor Pub, sorry.
One thing I do want to point out here that you may not know is they actually serve food. Now, it isn't upcharge, but you can get pub food like hot dogs, fish and chips. So I don't think a lot of people realize that, but they actually do serve food as well. So it's good to have something to eat with your ale. Now what you'll see here is that the Kaito sushi bar is listed, but they also have Kaito teppanyaki. So the sushi bar is outside, as you'll see here. The teppanyaki part is inside, and that's where, they cook in front of you at your table. Now, we did not do teppanyaki, but we did eat off the quote-unquote sushi bar menu. It's not just sushi. They have, noodles. They have teriyaki dishes and stuff like that. And it was really good. This was actually probably my second favorite upcharge restaurant on the cruise. Toys was hola. On most cruises, we find the teppanyaki parts of the restaurants sell out fast in terms of reservations. So this may be one you want to book early when you get on the cruise.
So next we have the champagne bar.
One thing I want to mention about the champagne bar, this is a really great space to hang out in if you don't want a lot of loud noise and things going on. This had to be one of the most relaxing, quiet type bar areas.
I agree.
The seats were interesting.
So I wanted to point out also that near the champagne bar, there is the access to the panoramic lifts or elevators. They're in those corners there. It can be kind of hard to find, but it's really nice to have if you are finding that the main elevators are a little bit hard to grab. These are nice little glass elevators to get you up and down.
And they're neat because a lot of people don't realize they're here because they're kind of tucked in a little bit.
And smaller.
And small. Now, they are smaller and they may take a bit to get there to you. But during really busy times, a lot of people don't realize they're there.
Yeah. So past the champagne bar, I just kind of went and walked outside so you can see that there's another little outside area here near the lifeboat areas.
So here we have the Meraviglia Library, quote unquote library.
Yeah.
Now, y'all, this was the saddest library we all ever have seen. There was one book. If you saw our reviews or some of our other videos, you know what that one book was. But this, I think, just during the pandemic, they probably took all the books off the shelves. There's no books over here. But again, it is a nice place you can go and sit, and it's nice and quiet. And this library, as you can see, doesn't have a lot of people. It says it has 6 seats. It looks to me like it has probably 10, but it's a very small area.
So next we have the Butcher's Cut Specialty Restaurant, another upcharge restaurant.
Now, I will go ahead and say that if you have to choose one restaurant, one upcharge restaurant to go to, this is the one that you should try. This was the best food by far that I've honestly probably had on any cruise ship, let alone just the Meraviglia. So it's an American steakhouse. There's about 68 seats in here. We prefer to sit outside in the hall so that we can look out in the main area and see all the happenings going on. But the food is delicious.
So next we have the casino area. There's a smoking side and a non-smoking side. There's also a bar here. And we have the Carousel Lounge, which is at the end of the cruise ship.
So the Carousel Lounge is interesting because this is the first time I've seen this on a cruise. They actually do a show here and it is an upcharge. Now it's similar to Circus Soleil type of show. However, it is not by that company. This is by MSC. So it used to be prior to the pandemic, but now it is actually an MSC hosted show. So, but just like Cirque du Soleil, you're going to see a lot of action, a lot of people on wires in the ceilings, a lot of music, a lot of physical elements, acrobatics, that type of stuff. But this is an upcharge. It's cheaper, I believe, if you book it in advance. And even if you do book it in advance online, you will still have to call to actually pick which one you want to go to once you're on the ship. So you pick the show online, but on the ship you pick the time that you actually want to go see that show. It seats 413 people.
So as you come out of the carousel lounge, you'll go back through the casino area. Just want to give you another look at it.
And the casino seats 600 people. Which is interesting because it didn't feel that big to me.
No.
But it was also a little cramped in certain spaces, so maybe there really is 600 seats.
They have a video roulette table.
Oh yes, that doesn't work because we didn't win anything.
I guess the slot machines work either because we didn't win anything.
Yeah, the whole casino was broken.
Okay, so now we're going to go to deck 15. This is where we're going to start at the Marketplace Buffet.
So you'll see that the Marketplace Buffet provides breakfast, lunch, as well as dinner options.
And when you first walk into the Marketplace Buffet area, there are these sink stations to wash your hands. So I didn't see any germ balls, as we call them, the little hand sanitation stations, but they do have these sinks.
And this is good to know because actually norovirus, which cruises sometimes are known for, hand sanitizer is not enough. You actually need to wash your hands.
Yeah.
So it's good that they have sinks.
Please excuse the water splash that's on the lens there. I put it next to the sink. The buffet area is very large, plenty of seating, lots of different options.
Talking about seating, it holds 1,345 people. There is also a bar here as well.
So as you come out of the buffet area, you will come to the main pool area.
And so this main pool area is actually, that's the atmosphere pool, but before we get to it, let's talk about some of these spaces over here.
So now we're going to come to the Atmosphere Ice Cream Bar. And right next to it will be the Atmosphere Bar South, which has food.
Now, one thing to know about the ice cream bar is the ice cream bar out here at the pool area is actually complimentary. So the gelato inside that we looked at earlier on deck 7, that is an upcharge, but the ice cream out here is included.
And the Atmosphere Bar South, the food out here is basically it's complimentary. It's an extension of the buffet, we'll say.
Yes.
The burgers and fries, hot dogs and pizza.
Grab and go.
Grab and go.
Yep, based on what I'm seeing here, you're going to want to eat inside at the
Not many options. But if you were out by the pool, you just wanted to snack on something real quick, I mean, it's there.
So out here you will see the atmosphere pool. And so this is basically the main pool, the main outdoor pool on board. And I think this is probably one of my favorite cruise ship pools. It's really neat. It has two sides to it. You'll see it has day bed lounges. Now the only thing is that it doesn't come with water.
Yeah.
And so you kind of just stand down there, you know, and talk to your...
Yeah, there's no water up there on where those lounges are.
This was the first day we boarded, so there was no water yet in the pool. But you'll see like later on in some of our other reviews, it's really pretty. And those day beds, they have cushions, but this is like the main happenings in terms of entertainment area of the ship for outdoor entertainment.
They also have a giant TV screen out here as well, where they show games and movies and stuff. So now we're going to go into the bamboo pool and solarium. This takes up deck 15 and 16.
So the nice thing about this is basically their indoor or covered pool area. So let's say you're going on a cruise, it's in the middle of January, maybe it's really cold. They actually have an indoor pool if the outdoor one is too cold.
So now we're going to go to deck 16, which is basically your sports and fitness deck. So we're going to start here at the gym, the MSC gym. If you've seen one gym, you've seen them all. They basically just have all the equipment that you're looking for. Weights, free weights, treadmills, ellipticals.
So we are members of Cruise Critic, and if you have not ever heard of that, it's a great online forum where people talk about cruises. I love it. This is not an advertisement. It's something we use and have used for like many years, over 15 years. One thing I wanted to show here specifically is there was a debate going on about whether the locker rooms in the gym had showers in them. And I am here to show you, sorry it's a little blurry, but yes, they absolutely do have showers in them. They also have bathrooms as well as saunas.
So after you come out of the gym, you'll come upon the Sportsplex. So you've got the virtual arcade room. There's very few games in here, but there are some. Motorcycle racing and air hockey, that kind of thing. You use your stateroom card to purchase these games.
So if you are familiar with my other show, Skip Try Buy, these are all going to be skips. Please do not waste your money.
Yeah, as you can see, nobody was wasting.
Yeah, I didn't even know this chunk is here. I once actually won a game playing one of these and won an Apple Shuffle.
Oh yeah.
And I was so excited. I was like, wow. Oh my gosh, it was a ripoff. It was in the Apple looking box. It was not an iPod Shuffle. It was not.
In this area, you will see that they have like an F1 simulator and a 4D cinema and a bowling alley. You can actually purchase like packages for these things, or you can do it individually. So this is the F1 car simulator. If you look at the MSC Divina video that we did, you can see that I actually rode this and did a review on it. Check that video out to find out my opinion.
And the Sportsplex is where you're going to find your basketball, your tennis court, soccer and volleyball. It's really all one area. However, depending on the type of time of day, they turn the actual court into different things.
There's also a sports bar here where you're supposed to be able to get like Gatorade and stuff like that, and juices. you have the 4D cinema.
Now we also did the 4D cinema on Divina, but this one was actually a lot better because it actually had like shooting things in it. It was more than just a traditional 4D. There was actually stuff for you to do.
And next to it you have the flight simulator. We didn't try this one out. It's a little bit crazy. It looked a little crazy for me.
No, the funny thing is, I kept seeing something saying roller coaster simulator, but I was like, where is it? The flight simulator and the roller coaster simulator are the same thing. It's just depending on whether you want to go in it as a flight or go in it and pretend you're in a roller coaster. If your heart is beating, you should not ride this ride.
So next to the flight simulator, you have a 2-lane bowling alley.
And I must mention here, different from the Divina, you actually use real regulation size bowling balls.
Yes, yes. So coming out of the Sportsplex down the hall, there are rest areas down here, but it goes out to the Horizon pool area.
This is the pool with the lady. This is one of our favorite pools to go and relax out by. They have beds as well as plenty of loungers. Now it is all in direct sun, so just know that there's a lot of sun out here. But it was probably, I would say, the most relaxing pool.
Mm-hmm.
And it also has amphitheater seating. One thing we want to mention is at night they have parties out here. So they'll have music and dancing and things like that.
So also on deck 16 is the jogging and walking track.
And it is 358 yards. I'm not sure how many times you have to go around for it to be a mile, but it is 358 yards.
Up on deck 16, the sun deck area of the atmosphere pool. You can get a good view of what's going on down below and a good view of the TV screen that they have out here for when they show movies or games, sports games. There are also hot tubs up here, one on each side of the cruise ship. And a shower and plenty of loungers to get your suntan. So when you come back into deck 16, you're going to have the bamboo pool and solarium. This is the upper part of the bamboo pool and solarium. There are ping pong tables up here, hot tubs, foosball tables.
And again, the roof is retractable, so depending on the weather conditions, this may be open or closed on your cruise.
So when you come inside from the bamboo pool and solarium past the elevators, you will come to the MSC Yacht Club entrance.
And this is definitely an upcharge, and this is something that you would have done when you booked the cruise. So the Yacht Club is like a ship within a ship. So it has different rooms and other amenities, but they're only for Yacht Club passengers.
Now we're going to come to deck 18. At deck 18 and aft, you'll see the Horizon Amphitheater. That looks down at the Horizon Pool.
And you also have the Horizons Bar.
Now when you come in from the Horizon Bar, you'll come to the Attic Club and the Teen Club.
And the Attic Club is their nightclub dance bar. And so here we have the Teen Club, and this is a playroom for teenagers ages 15 to 17.
Past the Teen Club down this hall, you'll come to the Mini Lego Club.
Yes, so this is actually a Lego play area, and this is for children ages 3 to 6.
There's also a baby part to this as well. So next we'll have the Do-Re-Mi Tech Lab.
You can sit on that.
These ladies are made out of Legos. Then we have the Sky Lounge and Bar.
And this is also the Piano Lounge and the Mixology Bar.
We were in here one evening and there was a guy who was playing the saxophone. It was so beautiful.
Now, this is funny, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you because we like to tell you all the tips, tricks, and things we know. These chairs, they fart. What I mean is when you go to sit down, the air in the cushion comes out and it's very loud. And so the poor guy is over there playing saxophone and people are coming in, us included, and sitting down and the chair just makes this huge noise. It's so embarrassing. So try to sit softly. I don't know if that'll help, honestly, but just be aware.
So now we'll come to deck 19. And on deck 19, you will find the top 19 exclusive solarium.
So this solarium is for Aria guests and above. And you'll see it has a whirlpool tub. There is a bar, and children are not allowed in this area.
So as you walk past the top 19 solarium area on deck 19, you will come up to the Polar Aqua Park. They have multiple slides here and different water features. But they also have the Himalayan Bridge, which is basically your ropes course area out here. Okay, you guys, we hope you enjoyed that video. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know every time we post new videos. Have a great day.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.